Hey guys, it's Katie. I want to talk about something that is super important on your self-love journey. If you are a listener of the podcast, a brand new episode dropped today. This is also the topic of that episode, but it's super important, and I really wanted to actually come on and talk about it here as well. I've talked about it before, I'll talk about it again, because it is a serious foundation of this work. I don't think I've ever met or worked with anybody who has gone from sort of self-loathing or hating on their bodies to really loving themselves who has not used this. And that is curiosity. So curiosity is one of those words I think that sometimes in the coaching world we sort of throw around a lot, but we don't always actually understand like what the heck it actually means. Like, what does that look like on a really applicable level? And how, in this specific instance, how does it actually relate to you loving yourself more and being less judgmental? So the basic foundation, and this is one of my mentors years ago when I was doing my very first ever coaching training, she used to talk about how you cannot be curious and judgmental at the same time. They cannot coexist inside of us because they are actually really polar opposites. Essentially with curiosity, if you look at it, curiosity means you're open to it. You're open-minded. You are willing to look at things from different angles. You are willing to go, oh, I wonder about this, and I wonder where that thought came from, and I wonder why I'm being judgmental about this, and like, isn't that interesting? Oh, I didn't realize that. And you're willing to sort of have that open mind and look at things from different angles. Whereas when we are in a judgmental space, you have already made a judgment, which means you have already made a decision, which means you have closed the book on it. So being judgmental is being closed-minded, having already decided, saying that it can't be, it can't change, that could never happen, it is how it is. So I hope that you can really see how these two things are polar opposites. Curiosity is open, judgment is closed. And when we are at the beginning of this journey, when we are still really like hating on our bodies, like maybe you are in that place where you get up in the morning and you look in the mirror and you see your face or you see your body and you just sort of pick at yourself and go, ugh, or you say, I wish I could change this. I wish I could change this. I don't like the fact that I am fill in the blank, right? When you are in that space, and you are really judging yourself, you are closed. You're closed to new possibilities. So I would really encourage you to bring in curiosity, be willing to bring in this open-mindedness. Open yourself up. So when you find yourself in that situation where you start being critical, where you start picking at yourself, where you start having these stories in your head of, oh, you're so annoying, who wants to talk to you, who would ever want to look at you, you're not lovable, whatever your stories happen to be, all of those were, they used to be my stories. When that happens, I really invite you to go, isn't that interesting? Those 3 words, super life-changing, super, super life-changing, and so simple. It does require some discipline, and it does require you just being really aware of it, right? A lot of mindfulness. But just start going, oh, isn't that interesting that I'm judging myself for this? I wonder where that came from. Isn't that interesting that I am jumping to this conclusion? Isn't it interesting that I am buying into society's ideals and I think my body should look like hers and hers and hers? Isn't it interesting that I'm falling into this old behavioral pattern? Isn't that interesting? And when you can start approaching this entire journey, your whole mindset, your inner critic, when you can start approaching all of it with this mentality of curiosity, freaking game changer. And this is something that you have complete control over. You have the power to do this, and you can do this right now. You don't need any extra tools. You don't need any extra things, but you have to decide that you are willing to take the step in. You have to decide that you are willing to step up for yourself, choose yourself, and get curious. Get curious. So if you have questions about this, or you're still not really clear on how you can actually physically put this into practice in your life, pop a comment on this video. Okay, I'm always happy to have a chat with you or clarify if things are not clear. Any comments, questions, please leave them down below. Thank you for watching. Get curious. It is such an important part of this process. You deserve it. Lots of love. See you soon.